Počkaj. S tebou som zrovna rozprávať nechcel, sorry. OK, tuto s Jokerom sa budeme rozprávať troška, ale počkaj, vlastne Joker má docela zaujímavé rozhovory, väčšinou si zo všetkoho robí piču, takže s tým by sme sa mohli porozprávať.
How's the Normandy performing? Is she everything they said she'd be?
She's the best ship in the fleet, if you've got a pilot who knows how to handle her. Balance isn't what you'd expect. Takes a while to get used to that oversized drive core we got stuffed in the back, and her power can sneak up on you if you're not careful. The Normandy's probably too much ship for your average Alliance pilot, Commander. Lucky for you, I'm anything but average.
Čistý Joker, ty vole. Ty vyjebaný narcista.
I like to know my crew. Mind if I ask you a few questions?
I can see where this is going. You did a background check on me, didn't you? Well, I'll tell you the same thing I told the captain. You want me as your pilot. I'm not good. I'm not even great. I am the best damn helmsman in the Alliance fleet. Top of my class in flight school, I earned that. All those commendations in my file, I earned every single one. Those weren't given to me as charity for my disease.
I'm sorry, Joker. I didn't even know you were sick.
You mean you didn't know? Oh, crap. Okay, I've got Vrolik syndrome, brittle bone disease. The bones in my legs never develop properly. They're basically hollow, too much force and they'll shatter. Even with crutches and my leg braces, it's hard to get around. One wrong step and crack! It's very dramatic. But I've learned to manage my condition, Commander. Put the Normandy in my hands and I'll make her dance for you. Just don't ask me to get up and dance unless, you know, you like the sound of snapping shin bones.
Jo, Joker, preto práve je vlastne jeden z najlepších pilotov, pretože vlastne po svojich sa moc ďaleko nedostane.
Why does everyone call you Joker?
It's a lot shorter than saying Alliance Flight Lieutenant Jeff Moreau. Plus, I love to make little children laugh.
I was just thinking how much you remind me of Santa Claus.
Look, I didn't pick the name. One of the instructors in flight school used to bug me about never smiling. She started calling me Joker, and it stuck.
Ako z idiota.
I need to know more about this Vrolik syndrome if I'm putting my ship in your hands.
Yeah, of course you do. It's an extremely rare condition. Nobody knows exactly what causes it. Genetic, maybe. It's treatable, but there's no cure. They classify my case as moderate to severe. I was born with over a dozen fractures, hip, thighs, ankles. My bones were already breaking in the womb. 100 years ago, I wouldn't have survived past my first year. Lucky for me, modern medical science has turned me into a productive member of society.
OK, sayonara.
I have to go.
Ja som vedel, že porozprávať sa s Jokerom bude dobrý nápad. To je vždycky, ty vole, niečo zajebe dobre. OK, môj najľúbenejší kurňa fix pilot. Presley? Nie, s Presley sa rozprávať nemôžeme. Inak by the way, práve teraz by som mal absolvovať vlastne také kolečko pokecania sa práve s členmi tohoto týmu, pretože mi povedia viacej o sebe a neskôr pravda, že počkaj, čo je toto? Medzihviezdny komunikačný link, to môžem teraz použiť? Ne, ale dostane za to XP a to je hlavné. Ako vravím, proste po každej takej väčšej misii je dobré vlastne spraviť si kolečko a so všetkými si pokecať, aby ste sa viac dozvedeli o nich, o ich príbehu a hlavne je to dosť dôležité, vlastne tuto v jedničke až tak nie, aj keď v niektorých prípadoch je, pretože čím ste známejší s nimi, tým máte v určitých situáciách možnosť treba ísť na niečo presvedčiť alebo tak, ale čo sa týka treba z dvojky, tam toto potrebujete absolvovať. Jo, sekundu, neviem, či to teraz hovorilo. Čo sa týka dvojky, tam to potrebujete absolvovať docela často toto. Pretože tam vlastne ide o to, akú reputáciu, alebo ako vás majú radi tí členovia posádky a tým, že s nimi rozprávate, vlastne tú reputáciu s nimi si môžete zlepšiť. Ono by toto nemali byť dlhé rozhovory, takže ja ich pravda, že všetky absolvujem.
Anything you need, Commander?
Just trying to get a sense of where the crew's at. Thoughts?
I've wasted enough of your time for now, Commander. We'll have time for personal debriefings later.
What's your opinion on the last mission?
I don't see how we could have done things any better. At least not without getting to Eden Prime sooner. And we were on the scene faster than any other Alliance ship could have been.
We'll talk another time, Lieutenant.
Commander?
OK, ako vravím, tieto začiatku by nemali byť nejak zdĺhavé, ale ak si správne pamätám, tak zrovna ten rozhovor stali Stály by mal byť hodne dlhý a je pravda, že absolvujem, pretože tam sa práve dozvieme viacej o Kvarianoch, viacej o getoch, viacej o samotnej Tali a jelikož Tali spolu s Garusom sú členovia posádky, ktorých budeme mať ako členov tímu, ako v jednotke, tak aj v dvojke a myslím, že dokonca obidvaja sú aj v trojke, tak vlastne myslím si, že s týmito tímovými kolegami by sme, o týchto tímových kolegoch by sme mali vedieť čo najviac, pretože sú to fakt vynikajúce charaktery.
Yes, Commander? Is there something you need?
How did you end up serving on an Alliance ship?
I enlisted right out of med school. Earth always seemed boring to me. Too safe, too secure. I figured the colonies were teeming with exotic adventure. I wanted to travel the stars, tending the wounds of tough soldiers with piercing eyes and sensitive souls. Turns out military life isn't quite as romantic as I'd imagined. But humanity needs the Alliance if we want to keep expanding through the Traverse, and the Alliance always needs good doctors. So I stayed on to do my part.
Ever think you made the wrong choice?
Sometimes I think about opening a private practice back on Earth, or maybe taking a position at one of the new med centers out in the colonies. But there's something special about working on soldiers. If I left the Alliance now, I'd feel like I was abandoning them.
Jo, proste ťa baví, keď niekto niekomu ustrelí hlavu, prilepiť ju naspäť, chápem.
How well do you know the lieutenant?
I'd never worked with him before this mission, but he has an impressive service record, over a dozen special commendations. Tends to keep to himself, though. Maybe because of the headaches. It's not easy being an L2.
L2? What the fuck?
What does that have to do with it?
Well, most biotics now use the L3 implants. Lieutenant Alenko was wired with the old L2 configuration. Sometimes there are complications.
What kind of complications?
Severe mental disabilities, insanity, crippling physical pain. There's a long list of horrific side effects. Caden's lucky. He just gets migraines.
Okej, tomu sa hovorí šťastie. Takže ten typek je vlastne permanentne po opici.
I should go.
Goodbye, Commander.
Môj bože, aspoň sa, ani sa nečudujem, že Caden je taký nevraživý a taký ufrflaný. OK, jednoznačne, to by sme mali týchto, čo ešte, ty vole, ja teraz presne neviem, kde Ashley Williamsová schovaná, ale jednoznačne poďme troška sa pozrieť do hangáru, pretože tam máme ďalšie veci, ktoré si môžeme popozerať. Inak ja na konci celého tohoto okruhu vám ukážem ešte raz kodex, alebo Ja pri tomto načítavaní radšej hovoriť nebudem, pretože neviem, či to zaznamenáva nahrávací nástroj alebo nie, pretože vždycky mi tam pri tom načítavaní klesne FPS na 0. Ako vravím, ukážem vám potom kodex, vďaka ktorému si môžete potom poprečítať ďalších pár vecí, ktoré sme tu zozbierali. Tuto máme Machra Garusa.
Have you worked with a Spectre before?
Well, no, but I know what they're like. Spectres make their own rules. You're free to handle things your way. At CSEC, you're buried by rules. The damn bureaucrats are always on your back.
For the most part, the rules are there for a reason.
Maybe. But sometimes it feels like the rules are only there to stop me from doing my work. If I'm trying to take down a suspect, it shouldn't matter how I do it, as long as I do it. But CSEC wants it done their way. Protocol and procedure come first. That's why I left.
So you just quit because you didn't like the way they do things?
There's more to it than that. It didn't start out bad, but as I rose in ranks, I got saddled with more and more red tape. CSEC's handling of Saren was typical. I just couldn't take it anymore. I hate leaving.
I hope you made the right choice. I'd hate for you to regret it later.
Well, that's sort of why I teamed up with you. It's a chance for me to get off the Citadel, see how things are done outside CSEC. Either way, I plan to make the most of this. And without CSEC headquarters looking over my shoulder, well, maybe I can get the job done my way for a change.
Jo, Garus, to je taký typ drsňáckého policajta, ktorý sa príliš nehrá, čo sa týka regulácií a pravidiel a ide svojím vlastným kurva fix spôsobom.
If getting the job done means endangering innocent people, then no. We get the job done right, not fast. Got it?
I wasn't trying to. I understand, Commander.
Jop. Pretože Garus je síce taký ten drsňácky policajt, ale občas, keď ty vole sa raz serie, tak vie spraviť dobré píčoviny. Proste človek ho musí troška kontrolovať, pretože inak je až príliš drsňácky policajt. Jo, tuto máme naše Mako, s tým sa ešte kurňa fix troška zahráme v tejto hre. Ja to idem pozrieť sem, či tu náhodou niečo nevyzerá, takže nie. Á, tu máme Ashley.
Commander,
What's your opinion on the last mission?
kinda wish you'd got there sooner, Commander. No offense, I appreciate the rescue. I just wish...
You wish we'd been able to save the rest of your unit.
Yes, sir. If I had been more alert, we wouldn't have been cut down by an ambush.
The Geth are perfect ambushers. They don't move, they don't make noise, they don't even breathe.
Sir, they have flashlight heads. Make sure it doesn't happen again.
Tak teraz nás totálne rozbila. Pane majú baterky na ksichtok. Ty pičo, to sa mi páčilo, ako už Sheppard chcel utešiť, akože oh môj bože, nevidíte sa na to, sú to totálne úplne plíživý smradi. Majú baterky na ksichtok, pane. What the fuck? Toto bolo jak z zasranej komédie. Dobre, zase som sa zasmial.
I'm sorry, Commander. I need to get my duty squared away. I wouldn't mind talking more later, though.
Dismissed, Chief.
Sir.
Jo, dobre. Wow, znova som sa zasmial. Poďme sa porozprávať ešte tuto s Vrexákom.
Nice ship you've got, Sheppard. What can I do for you?
What's your story, Rex?
There's no story. Go ask the Quarian if you want stories.
You Krogan lived for centuries. Don't tell me you haven't had a few interesting adventures.
Well, there was this one time the Turians almost wiped out our entire race. That was fun.
Klasický rozhovor s Vrexom.
I heard about that. You know, they almost did the same to us.
It's not the same.
It seems pretty much the same to me.
So your people were infected with a genetic mutation? An infection that makes only a few in 1,000 children survive birth? And I suppose it's destroying your entire species?
Jo, to čo spravila vlastne, to čo spravili ostatné rasy, alebo lepšie povedané tie hlavné rasy Kroganom je docela pekná špinavosť, čo sa týka genofágu, alebo genofágu. Ale zase na druhú stranu, ono to má viac vrstiev, to, že čo by sa stalo, treba, keby to nespravili. Ono je dosť možné, že teraz by to tu už celé ovládali Krogani a všetkých by proste jednoducho rozjebali na sračky a zotročili, alebo niečo také, že jo. Že ono to má fakt moc vrstiev, ale v prvom rade ten základ je, že Salariani zmutovali práve vďaka tomu genofágu na genetickej úrovni celú populáciu Kroganov a momentálne sa v podstate nevedia rozmnožovať, pretože ako teraz povedal Vrex, prežije len 1 z 1000 detí. A preto vlastne celá krogánska rasa ide úplne do sračiek.
I suppose it isn't all the same.
I don't expect you to understand, but don't compare humanity's fate with the Krogan.
I was just making conversation. I wasn't trying to upset you.
Your ignorance doesn't upset me, Sheppard. As for the Krogan, I gave up on them long ago. The genophage infected us, but it's not what's killing us.
Are your people really dying?
We're sure not getting any stronger. We're too spread out. None of us are interested in staying in our own system.
Lots of species have left their homes and prospered.
But they go to colonize new worlds. We're not settlers. We're warriors. We want to fight. So we leave. Hire ourselves out. And most of us never go back.
What can you tell me about the genophage?
Ask the Solarians if you want details. They made it. All I know, it makes breeding nearly impossible. Thousands die in stillbirth, and most never get that far. Every Krogan is infected, every one. And no one's rushing to find a cure.
Why don't the Krogan try to find a cure?
When was the last time you saw a Krogan scientist? You ask a Krogan, would he rather find a cure for the genophage or fight for credits? He'll choose fighting every time. It's just who we are, Sheppard. I can't change that. Nobody can.
So long, Rex.
Jo. Ono, čo sa týka genofágu a čo sa týka samotných kroganov, tak tomu sa ešte budeme venovať, aj tuto v jednotke to bude mať určitú časť príbehu a potom v dvojke sa tomu hodne budeme venovať a v trojke tiež sa tomu venujeme, takže ono ešte to bude mať určite pokračovanie celý tento príbeh kroganskej rasy a bude to hodne dôležité, práve preto som teraz absolvoval ten rozhovor, čo sa týka samotného Rexa. Dobre, dáme si nejaké XPčka, pohovoríme si s inžinierom Adamsom. Alebo ešte čo? Jo.
Hey, Commander, you know that Quarian Tally? She's been spending all her time down here asking me about our engines.
I'll tell her to leave you alone.
What? No, she's amazing. I wish my guys were half as smart as she is. Give her a month on board and she'll know more about our engines than I do. She's got a real knack for technology, that one. I can see why you wanted her to come along.
I figured she'd be a real asset to the team.
You've got an eye for Tally, Commander, but I'm guessing that's not why you came down here.
OK, proskúmovať tohoto nejdem, pretože to by bolo na strašne dlho a ešte musíme absolvovať rozhovor práve s Tally, takže toto vlastne absolvujem, tam vlastne zase dostanem nejaké XPčka za to, že sa dozviem viac o motoroch práve, počkať sekundu, o motoroch Normandie a týmto špeciálnym jadrom a takéto vecičky. Ale ako vravím, to mimo epizódy absolvujem, ale čo idem teraz absolvovať je tento rozhovor s Tally, ktorý bude, mám taký pocit, kurevsky dlhý.
Your ship's amazing, Sheppard. I've never seen a drive cord like this before. I can't believe you were able to fit it into a ship this small. I'm starting to understand why you humans have been so successful. I had no idea Alliance vessels were so advanced.
The Normandy's a prototype. Cutting-edge technology.
A month ago, I was patching a makeshift fuel line into a converted tug ship in the flotilla. Now, I'm sitting on board one of the most advanced vessels in Citadel space. I have to thank you again for bringing me along. Traveling on a vessel like this is a dream come true for me.
I had no idea you found ship technology so interesting.
It comes with being a Quarian. The migrant fleet is the key to the survival of my people. Ships are our most valuable resource. But we don't have anything like this. We make do with cast-offs and second-hand equipment. We just try to keep them running for as long as we can. Some of the fleet's larger vessels date all the way back to our original flight from the get.
Ako vravím, sorry za to, chcem absolvovať proste tieto rozhovory, pretože aj čo sa týka Tally, teraz sa moc dozvieme o Quarianoch, o ich flotile, o getoch a takýchto veciach, čo vlastne sa nám hodí do ďalších dielov, ale v prvom rade už po tejto v podstate misii predpokladám, že pôjdu skôr také akčnejšie misie, v ktorých až toľko kecačiek nebude, takže dúfam, že táto epizóda nebude až taká strašná pre vás.
I can't believe your fleet's still using ships that are 3 centuries old.
They're constantly being repaired, modified, and refitted. They aren't pretty, but they work. Mostly. We've tried to make ourselves as independent as possible on the flotilla. Grow our own food, mine, and process our own fuel. But some things we just can't make on our own. A patch to maintain the hull integrity requires raw materials we just don't have. That's why our pilgrimages are so important.
Tell me about your people.
Our lives aren't easy. Resources are scarce, and we are constantly on the move. Everything we do must in some way contribute to the continuation of the migrant fleet. There are 17 million Quarians in the flotilla, and each of us relies on the others for survival. The bonds among my people are strong. Unfortunately, we have had to surrender many of the freedoms and civil liberties other species take for granted.
No keď si to tak zoberiete, 17 miliónov vyzerá hodne veľké číslo, ale na to, že je to jeden národ, tak je to hodne málo. Ty vole, veď to je v podstate obyvateľstvo Slovenskej a Českej republiky dokopy. Jo? A je to jedna celá rasa. Ono Quariania na iných sústavách alebo iných svetoch moc nie sú. Alebo na iných trebárs na Citadel alebo takto. Väčšina Quarianov je proste v tej flotile, takže ty vole, fakt ich moc nie.
What kind of freedoms?
Well, it's illegal for parents to have more than one child. If our population grows too much, it would strain our resources to their breaking point. Of course, we also can't allow our numbers to become too few. If our population is in decline, the rule against single births is temporarily repealed. In extreme cases of population decline, incentives are even offered to encourage multiple births, though the Conclave hasn't had to take such measures in nearly a century.
That's your government.
The Conclave is our civilian branch of government. Each ship can elect a representative to serve on the Conclave and make decisions that affect the fleet as a whole. On matters that affect an individual ship, however, the captain has the final say. It's a tradition that dates back to the early days, when the fleet was governed by martial law. Fortunately, most captains nowadays are smart enough to have an elected council from their crew to give them advice and guidance.
So the ultimate power rests with elected officials.
In practice, the Conclave and the respective council for each ship tend to set the rules that govern our daily lives. But in theory, we are still under military jurisdiction. The 5 top-ranking military officials in the fleet serve on the Admiralty Board. These 5 have the power to overrule any decision by the Conclave in case of emergency. To do so requires unanimous agreement among the Admiralty, and they can only do this once. After that, the entire board must resign their posts. It's a safeguard that served us well. In nearly 3 centuries, the Admiralty Board has only overruled the Conclave 4 times.
I want to know more about the Geth.
I doubt I can tell you anything you don't already know. It's been almost 3 centuries since they drove my people into exile. All I know is the story of their origins, what they were when we created them, and how they turned on us.
Interesting.
The Geth were originally created to serve as an automated manual labor force. Initially, their intelligence was as limited as any VI. Over time, we made small modifications to their programming to allow them to perform more varied and complex tasks, bringing them closer and closer to true AI status.
How come the council didn't step in and stop you?
This wasn't true AI research. We may have been skirting the bounds of the law, but we never did anything that was actually illegal. The changes were so insignificant, so gradual, that we were able to control them. Or so we thought. But one thing we underestimated was the power of the neural network. A million Geth thinking simultaneously created an inherently unstable matrix.
So, the Geth share brain power?
Many of the Geth's logic systems were designed to work in concert with other nearby Geth. Basically, the more of them you have in a group, the smarter they are.
So there's some sort of group consciousness?
No, nothing like that. They cannot share sensory data or information. Their programming cannot handle that much simultaneous input. Each Geth maintains an individual awareness and identity. The neural network only operates on a process-based level. It's basically the synthetic equivalent of a subconscious. But when they're in close proximity, they can coordinate low-level functional processes, freeing up more capacity for original or independent thought.
What made them rebel?
As we built more and more Geth, their effective intelligence became more sophisticated, more abstract. One day, a Geth began to ask its Quarian overseer questions about the nature of its existence. Am I alive? Why am I here? What is my purpose? As you can imagine, this caused a near panic among my people.
What did you do?
It was inevitable the newly sentient Geth would rebel against their situation. We knew they would rise up against us, so we acted first. A general order went out across all Quarian-controlled systems to permanently deactivate all Geth. The Geth responded to this order violently.
You can't blame them for fighting for their survival.
We had no other choice. The Geth were already on the verge of revolution. By acting quickly, we had a chance to end the war before it began. The hope was that most of the Geth would still be little more than machines, incapable of organized resistance. But they had progressed much further than anyone anticipated. The war was long and bloody. Millions upon millions of Quarians died at their hands. In the end, we were forced to flee our own homeworld. We feared the Geth would pursue us, but they never came beyond the veil. Now we drift through space, exile searching for a way to reclaim what was once ours.
It's hard to feel sorry for you. Your ancestors tried to wipe out another species.
We made a mistake when we created the Geth in the first place, but we did not make a mistake when we went to war against them. If we had not acted, they would have wiped us out. They're a synthetic life form. They have no use for organics. None. Why do you think they cut themselves off from the rest of the galaxy? Why do you think they've killed every organic being who's ever tried to contact them?
Well, možno preto, že každá organická bytosť, ktorú predtým poznali, ich chcela zavraždiť.
They didn't kill Saren.
What does that tell you? The Geth are not innocent victims in all this. They're the enemy. They want to destroy us. Not just the Quarians. All organic life. That's why they've joined up with Saren. And that's why we have to stop him.
Jo, to vás učia v škole, čo?
I want to know more about the pilgrimage.
When my people reach maturity, we leave our birth ships and seek acceptance with a new crew. It's necessary to maintain genetic diversity among the fleet. But no ship wants to accept someone who will be a burden on them. So, to prove our worth, we embark on a pilgrimage. We set out alone, leaving the flotilla and our families behind us. We only return once we have found something of value we can bring back to the fleet. This is presented as a gift to the captain of the respective ship we wish to join. If the gift is accepted, we are welcomed into the crew.
Can a captain choose to reject the gift?
That doesn't happen often. Most captains are eager to increase the size of their crew. It increases their own standing in our society. Even when a gift is not particularly valuable, the captain usually accepts it out of a sense of tradition. However, there is a stigma to presenting a substandard gift. It's not the best way to make a good impression on a new community. Most pilgrims don't return until they find something worthwhile.
I can't believe they just send you off alone.
It's not like they just cast us out. Before we leave, we are given lessons in how to survive outside the flotilla, and given gifts to help us on our journey. We also receive implants to fight off sickness and disease. Generations of living in an isolated and highly controlled environment have left our immune systems weaker than most. By the time we leave the fleet, we are well equipped for the pilgrimage. This is a rite of passage for all Quarians. If it were dangerous, our numbers would suffer. Virtually every pilgrimage ends with a triumphant return and the ritual presentation of the gift to one of the fleet's captains.
I want to talk about something else.
Like what?
I should go.
See you later.
Dámy a páni, máme za sebou asi... Ja už neviem, či tu bude vlastne vyčerpávajúcejší rozhovor, než je práve tento, pretože tento si hodne pamätám, pretože tento viem, že bol vždycky vyčerpávajúci a pomerne trocha nudný by som povedal. Well, ja som ale však chcel absolvovať pre tých z vás, ktorí by vlastne si tento rozhovor chceli počúvnuť a chceli by vedieť viac o Kvarianoch a o getoch a o tom, čo sa stalo, o púti a o ich flotile a blá blá blá. Ja si pre tento rozhovor dám anotáciu, v ktorej upozorním, že vlastne ak sa nechcú zúčastniť 10 minút dlhého, super nudného rozhovoru, tak ty vole, treba vypnúť video teraz, pretože ja už teraz budem končiť epizódu. Ideme 46 minút, ktorých sme v podstate strávili rozhovorami s všetkým možným a nemožným. Že dámy a páni, dúfam, že sa vám táto epizódka páčila, aj keď ja som teda cez ňu moc nekomentoval, pretože to boli samé rozhovory a verte mi, v ďalšej časti už pôjdeme na nejakú tú akciu, pretože pôjdeme za Liarou Tsony, vlastne za asarískou vedkyňou, ktorú pôjdeme získať skrz to, že je odborníčka na tie, ty vole, na tie majáky, ty vole, už som proteánske majáky, áno, teda na proteánske technológie a tam už začne byť docela sranda, takže dúfam, že táto epizóda vás príliš moc nenudila. Ak vás až tak nenudila, by ste tam mohli dať ten like, páči sa mi odber, čeknite Facebook pre informácie o videách o mojom kanále, ičko pravom hororovou slúži na zoznam videí, prípadne ďalšie videá, ako už vyšlo. Fuj a uvidíme sa v ďalšej epizóde Mass Effect 1. Majte sa.